The extremists are back. Hellboy was actually allowed to live. And Meat and Potatoes comics. Stay tuned. Here we go. Hello, everyone. Thanks for pressing play. You are watching a brand new episode of Talking Comics, ExcaliburCCGTV, where every week we come together to tell you about the great comics that are hitting the shelf for that week. I am Chris.
I'm Buzz.
Today we are talking about February 22nd, 2017. Tons of great stuff hitting the shelf. Guys, we are Excalibur Comics, Cards, and Games here in Shreveport, Louisiana, as well as in Texarkana, Texas. You can always find out what's going on with us by following us on Facebook or Twitter. The links are down below, or visit our website, ExcaliburCCG.com. Buzz, what do you think of this new location that we are in, sir?
Huge.
It is huge. Guys, we have moved. We are now down the road from where we used to be here in Shreveport. We are at 937 East 70th Street. Can't miss us. We're in the next plaza down the road. It's very easy. It's so very easy to find. It's very easy to find, okay? Let me just say that. Because I get questions about it so frequently. Guys, we are literally just down the road, and it is huge. It is way, way bigger. If you haven't come by already to see the new place, you need to stop by and see the new place. It's fantastic. It's awesome. You'll be blown away. People have been loving it, and people have just been raving about the new place. So you need to come see it, enjoy it, experience it, and have fun with it. Do you agree, sir?
I agree wholeheartedly.
Wholeheartedly?
It's my stamp of approval. I agree that much.
So much you get to
so
stamp.
Much.
That's awesome. Guys, we got several new comics coming out this week we're going to dive into and tell you about. Let's go ahead and dive into those, starting with Justice League of America from DC Comics, #1, dropping this week. This is the new JLA that Batman has put together. That Rebirth issue we got a couple of weeks ago, that was a good setup issue. You get to see who's going to be on the team and all that jazz. But this is the new #1 of the JLA. We got Steve Orlando and Ivan Reis, or Rice, however you want to say that, on board here as the creative team. And I'm digging this because apparently Orlando and whoever else is involved is going back to some legacy of the Justice League of America with the extremists returning. They were a big villain team back when Justice League International started. Or was it Justice League Europe? I believe it was the Justice League Europe series that started years ago, alongside or shortly after Justice League International did, and they were awesome then. So this we get to see the extremists are back. They are self-proclaimed saviors from another Earth that had taken over that Earth. They thirst for peace, prosperity, and total submission to the will of their leader, Lord Havoc. So guys, can this newly assembled Justice League team face off against them and face off against their brand of justice and authority in the world that we live in today? I'm going to be checking it out and finding out because I really want to see what they do with the extremists and how they're handled in this new modern era. So guys, check out Justice League of America #1. What's up for you, Buzz?
Daredevil fans, get ready for Elektra #1. Casino Battle Royale running from her tumultuous past. Elektra attempts to lose herself in a vibrant sea of neon, noise, and anonymity.
Nice.
Las Vegas. Yep. So the villain in this opening storyline is going to be Arcade.
I know, right?
Yeah, that's
Vegas Arcade.
Yeah.
I think that kind of goes together pretty good.
I don't think Elektra's ever been in a tussle with him, has she?
I don't know.
That's been more of an X-Men villain, I believe.
He has done a ton of stuff with the X-Men or against the X-Men. Maybe she has been a part of like some Contest of Champions thing where he was involved in or something like that. But yeah, so there we go. We got her facing off against Arcade in Vegas. Guys, this is the book that Buzz and I told you about a couple of weeks ago. The Old Guard, #1 from Image Comics. We were able to get a preview copy of this first issue from Greg Rucka, and we got to read it. This is by Greg Rucka and Leandro Fernandez at Image Comics. And guys, this first issue was great. Really loved it. I'm really looking forward to this series. It's going to be a mini series. I think this is only going to be 5 or 6 issues. But guys, this takes a look at a story of old soldiers who never die and they can't seem to fade away. But new circumstances, they've been set up, and new circumstances have kind of outed that they're immortal. And now people are trying to take advantage of that. And it's them trying to survive and to not face a situation that's worse than death, because there are things that are worse than death if you stick around long enough. Guys, Old Guard #1, check it out. You will enjoy it. You will love it. Tell them that we sent you. Buzz, what's up for you, bro?
Jim Henson's Power of the Dark Crystal #1. Boom.
Boom Studios.
Yeah, from Boom Studios. By Simon Spurrier and Nicole Matthews. It's been 35 years since Jim Henson's The Dark Crystal. Now we return to the world of Thra in a official sequel to the beloved fantasy film, discover an all-new race of creatures called the Firelings that live in a realm near the planet's core. Years have passed since the events of the original film, but through Jen and Kara have ruled Thra as king and queen, bringing Gethlin back to the land, and I could go on and on. It's a lot of story to get caught up on here. But,
but there are so many huge fans of the original, The Dark Crystal,
Mm-hmm.
and here we have it continuing in comic book form. Yes,
Yeah.
people are going to be all
And
over
it's
this.
an official sequel.
Official sequel, sir. That's what's most important. So, guys, there we go. No David Bowie, but maybe his character from there. I'm
They
not
could
sure.
draw him.
It's been so long since I've even seen the original one. I'm not even sure who's dead or whatever. So, but you know, he's not dead. He's not dead. We'll
David
find out.
Bowie's not dead?
He was in the movie.
That's Labyrinth.
Oh, I'm thinking Labyrinth, ain't I? There you go, folks. I screwed up. Guys, moving on to Dark Horse Comics, The Visitor, How and Why He Stayed. Guys, this is a new #1 of The Visitor. It's by Mike Mignola and Paul Grist, and this takes a look at The Visitor. You know, whenever the Nazis summoned what was supposed to be the ultimate weapon for Hitler during the war, The Visitor was there. He witnessed it too. But it was his intention to actually kill what came through. But he didn't. And he ended up watching and saw what Professor Brutenholm was able to do with Hellboy. So we get to take a look at his side of things, how he stayed, how and why he stayed, and left Hellboy alive to do what he has done and become the paranormal detective that Hellboy is during this day. So guys, check out The Visitor, How and Why He Stayed, #1 from Dark Horse, dropping this week.
Another blast from the past, Highlander, American Dream #1 from IDW by Brian Ruckley and Andrea Mutti. Mutti?
Sure.
Mutti. But anyway, only 30 years since this one was released.
Only 30!
Highlander has inspired a cult following and numerous spin-offs with its epic clashes between powerful immortals. Now the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes?
Hey,
No?
what?
I don't know. Follows Scottish swordsman Connor MacLeod as he navigates through the American Civil War and 1950s Manhattan toward the Gathering in 1986.
Right.
This reunites with familiar faces such as Connor's secretary Rachel and meet new immortals, but remember, there can be only one.
Only one.
Only one.
Guys, those are the #1s that we're covering for this week. Some really exciting stuff to be looking forward to. Let's dive into some storylines that are out this week. Buzz, what is up for you, sir?
IVX #5 from Marvel. It's Karnak versus Phantomax in the world as Medusa and her team attempt to liberate their secret weapon, Black Bolt.
Black Bolt.
Black Bolt.
Will he be the game changer for them? Let's find out. Inhumans versus X-Men tie-in. We have Extraordinary X-Men #19 dropping this week, taking a look at Magic, as she's been a key player in all of this, but is she starting to lose her grip on her own sanity? Is her sword really talking to her? We get to find out here because I've seen some preview pages of this, and it looks like she's having a conversation with her sword. And I don't think this ever happened before. I could be wrong, though. What's up next for you, Buzz?
Clone Conspiracy tie-in, Amazing Spider-Man #24. Spider-Man has been through hell. The Jackal has taken his best shot, but Spider-Man doesn't need to face him alone. Discover who is joining Spider-Man in his battle.
Nice.
Mhm.
Also, guys, another Clone Conspiracy tie-in. We have the Prowler #5. Jackal has been resurrecting these superhumans in secret, and the Prowler was even one of them. And he's also been the Jackal's right-hand man. But all that comes to a change whenever some old scores have to be settled, and we get to take a look at Jackal's favorite deputy and the changes that he makes in his life. Have fun with that, guys. This is the one you wanted, bro.
This is the one that I requested to do. Champions #1.1 MU. That stands for Monsters Unleashed, because this is a tie-in.
Exactly.
All right. An endangered habitat, a peaceful protest, and a team of freelance troubleshooters determined to end the work stoppage at any cost. Sounds like a job for the champions, right? Oh, and there's giant monsters falling from the sky.
Just all over everywhere, falling from the sky.
It's raining monsters.
Guys, those are the storylines that are continuing this week. Let's dive into some of our favorites. These are some of the comics, or the comics that will be at the top of our stack of books that we take home this week, and the first things that we read. Buzz, what is up for you, sir?
This is one of Mark's favorite books here.
One of Mark's favorite.
Yeah, one of his favorites.
Exactly.
He loves this book.
Yes.
Ghost Rider number 4 from Marvel.
Yes.
4 on the Floor continues. That purple monster from space is still wreaking havoc across the West Coast. And even the combined efforts of the Hulk, Wolverine, and Silk can't stop it. Time for Ghost Rider to clean up their mess. Guest starring Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Sweet. Nice. Yeah, guys, for me, Detective Comics 951 drops this week. The League of Shadows Part 1 is starting with this particular storyline. The next big detective arc starts here. As the League of Shadows goes from mysterious rumor to a deadly fact, what's their plan in Gotham, and how will their actions affect Batman and his team? In that last issue, too, we also got some hints at some other things. Apparently, Batman has been preparing for a war and was called on it by Tim Drake. And Cassandra, the orphan, has been secretly admiring a ballet dancer, but somebody else has been secretly admiring her, which is Lady Shiva. And I'm like, oh, yes. She's one of my favorite DC characters. I've always liked Lady Shiva. So, guys, lots of big stuff being set up and continuing here with Detective Comics. Have fun with those guys. Let's dive into our pick of the week. You know the rules, Buzz. You know the rules. Randy had a hard time with them last week, but you know the rules. You go to the comic shop.
Right?
The top 1. Pick of the week. Pick of the week. So you go to the comic shop. You can only leave with one comic book. Whether it's one that we discussed or something else that you're really looking forward to, what is the one comic that you leave the shop with? Buzz, what's it going to be for you? Out of all these and more that we've discussed, what is the one thing you will not leave the comic shop without?
I would say the Old Guard, but I've already read that, so it's
okay.
Not
That's fine. That's fine.
Exactly my top pick because I've already read it.
Right.
But it will be nice to hold a copy in my hand.
Exactly.
But I'm going to go with Champions. Number 1.mu.
The .mu.
Mm-hmm.
You're really looking forward to that?
I am.
Nice.
I like Champions.
That's cool. You digging the series so far? Okay. Very good. Very good. For me, I'm going to go with the Justice League of America.
Oh yeah,
I do want to check that out. I want to see. How they're doing the Extremists, because I really, like I mentioned before, I really enjoyed them back in the day and what they were doing with that. They were huge. They were huge.
I'd already forgot we talked about it, and we just talked about it.
Oh, welcome back, bud.
Yeah.
How you doing, man?
Hey, Justice League. Number 1.
That's awesome. Guys, let's dive into our question of the week. There's been some recent discussions at Marvel Comics and some changes discussed that are going to be happening that we'll see later this year. And one of the phrases that was put out there and kind of bandied about was meat and potatoes. Guys, it looks like they're going to be going back to a kind of a core of the character approach that we will start seeing in the middle part and later part of this year. So our question to you is simply this. What do you think of Marvel's new meat and potatoes approach? Let me explain some more. There's been a couple of writers' summits that's been going on. And in recent interviews with Mark Guggenheim, the new X-Men Blue series that's coming out in just a few weeks. And then there's also going to be a brand new Peter Parker Amazing Spider-Man series coming out. But Guggenheim talked about X-Men Blue and how that's supposed to return to mutants being the heroes that they used to be in the Marvel Universe. They're still protecting and saving people that fear and hate them. And it's a return to them being heroes and not fighting with other Inhumans or other factions or amongst themselves, but returning to being heroes. And then Chip Zdarsky has talked about his approach to what he's going to be doing. He and Adam Kubert are going to be doing a new Peter Parker Amazing Spider-Man series, Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man series, and Chip talking about his era of Spider-Man and the stuff that he really wants to do and tell stories like when Spider-Man faced off against Firelord and different things during that era of comics. So he's going to be approaching his Spider-Man run with that with that return to like the core and the legacy of what Spider-Man has done and things like that, joined up by Adam Kubert, which I'm really looking forward to. I got to be honest with you. So, guys, what do you think of Marvel kind of returning, not doing like a DC rebirth, but returning to a more meat and potatoes approach with their characters, which we'll see later this year, like the Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man starts in June. So we'll be seeing that starting even then. So, guys, tell us what you think about that. Let's have a discussion. Buzz, what do you think about this type of meat and potatoes approach to Marvel's comics?
Some of Marvel's comics I enjoy immensely, but most of their core characters, Spider-Man, people like that, I don't care about right now. You know, so I think this could be a good thing for some of these characters. I don't read any X books, so bring it on.
Do you read Old Man Logan?
No.
Oh, dude, you still didn't read that?
No.
Harsh people, harsh critic here.
I ain't got time for any X books.
Honestly, like Old Man Logan's like the only one that I read right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you want to consider.
I started it and I fell off. So.
Yeah. Okay. I'm looking forward to this. They're heavily invested with the big Secret Empire storyline that's going to be culminating and coming out, later this year to its big epic conclusion or whatever it's going to be. So they're totally invested in that. But yes, I would like to see it. When I read about Chip Zdarsky and what he wants to do, I'm like, yes, I would like to check that out because I don't read Spider-Man right now.
Mm-mm.
And with the X-Men book, the X-Men Gold and the X-Men Blue books that are coming out, with Guggenheim talking about that, I was at first when it was announced, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to check this out. But then when he talks about that, I'm like, okay, I'll check that out. You know, maybe a little bit less of the entire political or social stuff that's been going on in a lot of their books. Some of that probably will still be in there, but
let
superheroes
be superheroes.
But let heroes be heroes. Let them do what they've done for decades before now. You know, but I'm really looking forward to it. And there'll be even more announcements coming up with other stuff that's coming out. So far, we've only heard about those type of changes going on with these two books so far. I'm sure there'll be even more discussed and going forward. And if you see something about that, let me know in the comments below because I love to keep on top of that and track that as best as I can. But I'm looking forward to it. If that's what meat and potatoes means for Marvel and that type of approach, going back to the core of the characters and everything, yes, I am totally for that. I can handle that.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, that's our episode for this week. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for being a part of our community. Thank you for helping us reach. We're past 1,100 subscribers. We really, really appreciate that. And also, guys, you know, we've talked about it before, but one of our channels, one of our friends' channels, Geek Devotions, Buzz, is going to be on it next week, or this week, actually. So, guys, check out Geek Devotions. Check out Buzz and what he's doing over there on Geek Devotions as well. Maybe we'll get Dallas back on the show. I would like to do that at some point in the future and have a great episode with there. But check out Geek Devotions. Check out Buzz, what he's doing. Show some love and support for Geek Devotions as well. That's it for this week, sir. Anything else to add?
I've done this show 1 million times, and I cannot tell you how nervous I was doing that Geek Devotions.
you were, but you did great, bud. You did great, man. But guys, that's it for this week. Check out Buzz on Geek Devotions. Read some great comics. Leave us some fantastic comments down below. We will see you in our next video. Bye-bye.